Hey y'all, today is Wednesday afternoon, and wasn't that something else yesterday seeing that butterfly? Oh my gosh, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the video that's just before this one. Today we got some work to do, so let me show you what we're going to do. Okay y'all, this is a sweet bay magnolia, and I got this a few weeks ago at the Nectary. It is a host plant for eastern tiger swallowtails. It might be others, I'll let you know. But when I was at the Nectary, there's actually an eastern tiger swallowtail caterpillar on it, which is how it ended up coming home with me. So I've got two big pots for this one and then one other tree I'll show you in a minute that I'm gonna pot and hope. I just got hit by a dog running rampant through my garden. Did you see that? Oh my gosh, they're hysterical. Okay, so this beautiful tree that can get 10 to 35 feet tall is the host plant to tiger swallowtails, which I've already said. The Palomydes swallowtail, which is fabulous, and I have one of those in my garden recently I filmed. And the sweet bay silk moth and the spice bush swallowtail. And right beside it is this giant pot we bought, and my husband drilled holes in the bottom so it's ready to go. And so this sweet little plant that's going to stay little and be happy in its pot. The next plant right here is a red bay. Now you've seen this before. It's been in my garden for a minute. It's already in a decent pot, but it needs a bigger pot. And the red bay is the host plant for also the Palomydes swallowtail, which is why I originally got this, but it's also a host to the spice bush swallowtail, which I haven't seen any caterpillars on it yet, but that's all right because we're still gonna keep it. It's been in my garden, gosh, how long have I had this? Maybe earlier this year. So it's going to get potted in the other one of those pots. So we're going to go take care of that. All right, y'all, you're going to get a little picture inside the way my brain works. Let me show you what all I did and what still needs done. Okay, so to put soil in those pots, I needed my shovel, which was planted in the ground right here where Ray is modeling, eating my zinnia leaves. She loves zinnia. Her and Ringo, they'll just yank those leaves off. It's like they love them, and then they ruin my zinnias. Anyway, that's another thing. So my shovel was right here, and I had it in the ground in a spot where I wanted to plant Asclepias tuberosa, or butterfly weed milkweed. Look at these, they're side by side, two different plants. They are both tuberosa. There's different Florida ecotypes, and I'm going to be learning more about them. So you can clearly see how different they are, but yet they're both Florida ecotypes of tuberosa. It's fabulous. And as I learn more, I will share more. But that one was in a pot, and I decided, you know what, I want it in the ground here with all the other ones. So since the shovel was there and I wanted to remember that spot because that shovel was there to remind me, I went ahead and planted it. But when I planted it, I remember I had another one that I had put in another spot, and I decided I didn't like it there. So I went ahead and dug it up, and you can see right there. See how not happy it looks because it wasn't happy where it was, but it's going to be super happy here. Then I remembered I had another one in a pot that was of this ecotype, but I didn't really have space in this area. So then I pulled out some of the plumbago that had been growing up to this edge, and I planted it there. And then I could take my shovel and go do what I originally intended to do. And that leads us back over here to where I put my two potted trees right there, and I love them. So I put the red bay over there because the leaf color is a little bit more faded and it has yellow hues to it, which kind of blend well with my coral fire spike. And then the magnolia is right here on this side with the more brighter green leaves, and it kind of goes more with the brighter over here. So it's kind of like a little gateway from my work area back out to the garden. Now I'm going to show you something else. In my self-taught botany classes I've been taking this summer, this tallest point on the tree is the apical point, and that's where the most vigorous growth is going to be. And if you remove the apical point, then the plant will send out shoots, and then the one that's taller will become the new apical point. As you can see, it sort of happened here with the red bay. You can see that it was trimmed right here, and now it's split out in two. And so what I can keep doing is, as a new, so you can see I cut off that one too to take in a cutting. If I keep trimming off the points, it'll keep not growing up and growing more out, which hopefully I can use to keep it happy and alive, but not super tall. Over here, I'm gonna trim off the top of this, and then we'll check back and see if it doesn't split out, so I can maintain it as a potted tree instead of a huge tree. But the fun doesn't end there, because as I was working in this area, I was reminded of my papaya that's in this little tiny pot, and it actually looks like 2.5 trees in there. So since I took that Asclepias tuberosa out of this pot, which is definitely larger than the pot that the papaya's in, I'm going to up pot the papaya into here. And while we're talking papayas, let me show you how big my little papaya that I thought was lost and gone from me. Let me show you how big it's getting. It's to the point back here. I'm going to have to pull that chair out because everything's getting overgrown. My mimosa back here I love, but there's some weeds coming in I need to come back and get. And my chair is being buried in my papaya. Look how big it is. So super happy about that. And the chair's kind of in the way. I can't get back to check that wild lime back there for caterpillars, and it also needs trimmed up and shaped a little. And let me tell you, this big clump of Mexican sunflowers back here, oh my gosh. Oh, and while we're looking, hey, if y'all have these, when you see your seed pod look like this, you trim that baby and take it in, and we'll go get the seeds out of that. So look at us. Here we are going off and doing something else. Look at this gorgeous giant swallowtail that's here. So my cute little caterpillar that I showed you the other day in my last video, look how much bigger he's gotten. He is just chomping away on this giant milkweed. So I guess first, since I have this in my hand, we'll go in and I'll show you how to get seeds out of it. And then we'll go repot the papaya. And that's all I can remember right now. Oh, and look, on the way in, I put my pink bag on a monarch caterpillar that's on a swamp milkweed. And it's just in there munching away, and nothing is going to eat it. And actually, I need more of these bags, so I found some on Amazon I'm going to order. Because look. There's a caterpillar there. It's obvious there's caterpillars somewhere on here, so and I like that better than just cutting the top of the plant off and taking it in as a cutting, because then it'll still be able to go to seed. So I'm going to get more of those bags. All right, so when working with the Mexican sunflower, it's kind of pokey, and the seeds are like down in there. So I usually take a pair of tweezers and I'll just put the flower head in and just take it and pull down. You're gonna get some other stuff in here too, but it won't hurt. I'll show you how to recognize the seeds, and it's better than getting poked for sure. So once you have one plant, you never need to buy seeds again. Just collect them and plant them. They do well. You just throw them on the ground. I'll just leave all that in there because it just adds a little extra nutrition when I plant the seeds. And since I'm going to scatter them, you know, it really doesn't matter if all that other stuff is in there. But if you do want to separate them, you just look, there's 3. Well, now there's 2. There's 2 seeds right there. Okay. I keep them in the little condiment cups. Condiment cups are linked below in my Amazon links. I don't label these because I know what they are when I see them. But you could label them with your Staedtler garden marker, which I love mine so much that I set it down somewhere and I can't show it to you right now. Here it is. So this is in my Amazon link, the condiment cups, and I have there's some Mexican sunflower seeds. I actually think I have a packet right here that I buy on Amazon. Yeah, here they are. This brand right here. I think I have these linked below too, and they're not that expensive, and you just really open the packet and sprinkle them. And so while we're on this subject, before we go back and pot the papaya, I had somebody ask about the Tithonia, because some of them are huge and some of them are not, and like they're all from the same seed pack. What I can say is sometimes they grow huge and sometimes they do not. I think it has to do with if they get cut off or broken as they're first growing up. Well, let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, see this one right here? It's got thinner stems, and yeah, it still has more growing to do. It is a younger plant, but you can see it started putting out side branches there, and then its main branch is splitting, and probably because I have taken and cut it. If you start cutting them when they're young, I feel like they stay smaller and shrubbier. If you just let them grow, they can become very tall, and then they can become huge, like these ones in the corner that are taller than I am. Because these ones just kind of were let go. I just let them go. These Mexican sunflowers here around my little water feature, look how much smaller they are. Because those ones I was constantly trimming, and so they didn't get really huge, but they're more sprawly. I mean, like, look at the leaves on this. This is just one thick stalk stem coming up, and the leaves are huge. So yeah, I'm not like buying different varieties of them. It's just how they're growing, and that's the only thing I can figure is, like, when they come up, just start snipping them and they'll spread out and be more sprawly. You know, the sprawly plant. And if any of you know more about that, let me know in the comments. I'll share what you share. I do it all the time. If somebody tells me something, gives me good info, I share it. And if you want butterflies in your garden, like that's like a #1 must-have is Tithonia or Mexican sunflowers. And then the second would be pentas, pink or red. The heirloom variety. Is these guys. They are finally getting to move into their pots. These are woolly Dutchman pipe vines that I got from Joyful Butterfly. I have an affiliate link below if you want to order anything. I love it when you guys order through my links. Those are going to go in the pots with the trellises that we bought when y'all went shopping with me at the Home Depot a few videos ago. So we're going to get these in the pots with the trellises. Oh, and hopefully this season they'll be big enough where I can raise a couple more, either polydamas or pipe vine swallowtail caterpillars. Yes, please. And I also have these 3 sassafras trees I also got from the Joyful Butterfly the same time I got the Woolly Dutchman's pipe vines. And they are going to get potted in their pots and placed around my garden also. So the next time you see all of this, it's going to be potted happiness. Hey y'all, it's Thursday morning. I'm getting ready to head up to work. I got to pick up my key. We go back next week. Next week. Secretly, I hope one day my channel will take off and I can just grow plants and sell them and film and share stuff about butterflies. But going to pick up my key. Then I'm going to go buy the Nectary. I want to get some cut leaf coneflowers. There's so much going on right now. I'm going to show you in a second. I'm like, everywhere I look, I'm like, oh, oh, oh. Okay, focus. I want to get some cut leaf coneflowers to add to my wildflower garden that is slowly going in back there. And thanks to a viewer, you know, I've had this thing in my mind. You've noticed you don't see coneflowers in my garden because I always picture the purple coneflowers. Every time I buy purple coneflowers and plant them, they just disappear. They completely disappear. And I didn't realize the purple is not the only coneflower. So thank you, viewer, who just paused my immediately block to the coneflower. And let me know the cut leaf coneflower is fabulous in Florida. So I'm gonna go get some at the Nectary. Last time I was there, I actually remember seeing some. I think I actually planted some in their butterfly garden when I put in the butterfly garden there. So, and I think the last time I was there, they were blooming, and I thought, oh, those are pretty. I mean, what? Okay, so anyway, we're going to get that taken care of. I'm going to show you a couple things, and then I'm going to go. First of all, there's a queen caterpillar right there. I have never had so many queen butterflies in my garden as I have this year. Like, here's a butterfly right here. One of my viewers says they have colonized my garden, and I certainly hope that's true because I love them. They are gorgeous, and I have plenty of milkweed for them and the monarchs. So you colonize away, little queens. Over here I have a monarch, a spice bush swallowtail. Polydamas just flew behind me. Oh, who's that? Who's that little orange guy? Did you see it? Look, it went in. Did you see that? It went inside my sleepy hibiscus. Like, it climbed in. I have never seen a butterfly do that. I wonder if that's why they're coming. Because I've seen that butterfly before, and I'll recall what it is, but I hope you saw it. Well, before I get my key, I'm going to let this beautiful, where'd you go? Eastern black swallowtail go fly free in my garden. I think it's a male. Oh, let me go get him. Hey you guys, so I'm here at the Nectary and I always forget to film, so I'm remembering. So what I'm doing is I'm making my way down this Wildflowers section, and pretty much anything I don't have, I'm buying one of. And I'm gonna put it in the Wildflower section and label it, and we'll see what it does. So I'll let you know what I end up bringing home. Okay, y'all, I'm back home. I got all the new plants I bought in my cart, and I really think it's gonna be like last week, where I showed them to you in my cart and we're out of time. And you'll just have to wait till the next video to see what they all are and where I'm gonna put them and what I'm gonna do with them, but it's gonna be cool. And I really think I got a nice cartload of plants, so I'm excited to see what they do, who they become, what they look like when they flower. All right, so here they are, and you can see right here on the corner, I did get another tuberosa to put in my little tuberosa pack, and I picked up a couple of swamp milkweeds because I want to have a few in pots, and then all the rest of the plants, you're gonna have to wait till the next video to see who they are. Oh my gosh, there's a gorgeous, look at that gorgeous giant swallowtail over there. Beautiful. Oh, hello. Yes, come closer. Look at this gorgeous queen. And look at my giant milkweed. Can you see him back there? A little chubby guy. Still going to town. Oh my goodness. That one should be pupating soon. Going off to J-hang. Yeah, I'm not going yet because I never went back and showed you all those plants that I potted. Let's go look at those first. Yeah. So here we are, all potted up. These are my woolly Dutchman pipe vines. And they're nice and safe from munching caterpillars in my enclosures. And I put 2 of the potted sassafras trees right here in my shade garden where my spice bush is. And then the third one is right up here with my pawpaw tree and my wild limes. And I had 3 of the pipe vines left. So I had a hanging basket over here that had some frog fruit in it, and I moved the frog fruit into my wetland garden because there was a spot there that needed frog fruit. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's try those pipe vines in a hanging basket, so then they'll hang down, and if they don't do well, I'll move them. You know. So they are right here on this corner, and you can see them in here. So we'll see how popular they are and how much they like living in a hanging basket. Okay, and then let's have one more quick chat. Every time you watch my video, if you could tap the like button, that'd be fabulous. If you could comment, that'd be fabulous, but you don't have to comment. If you know that's not your thing, that's fine. But tapping the like button, that's easy. And then if this was easy enough, tapping the like button, tap subscribe also. It's literally a tap and a tap. Unless you already subscribed, you don't have to tap subscribe again. That tells YouTube that you are enjoying my videos, and it says, oh, well, let me go show them to some other people. And then that helps my channel grow, and that helps spread the joy of butterfly gardening. And you can be a part of that just by a simple tap.